talus within the ankle joint. So there's also that word, defect, which is shortened to OCT, but then it says, or that word, lesion of the talus, which is OLT. Talodome lesions are usually caused by an injury such as an ankle sprain. So I do have a talodome lesion. There are days that it's absolutely fine, completely forget about it, don't even know that I have it, and then there are other days where it hurts so bad. So my talodome lesion is on my left ankle. It mainly causes me pain on the inner part of my ankle, but I believe the injury is actually on the outer part of the ankle. So the last flare-up I had was in the winter of 2019. It hit about November and lasted for quite a few months. It recently stopped hurting, so that's fun. But originally I got the injury back in, want to say 2015, 2016, back when I was in high school. So I don't really know what caused the injury, but what I do know is around the same time period I fell up the stairs, I slipped on ice in the driveway, and then I also fell and slipped in the shower. So combining all of that together, I'm guessing that's what caused the trauma to the area in my ankle, but it caused really bad pain. My ankle was really swollen, hurt to put any pressure on it. It was just not a fun time. So we went to doctors, and for those that deal with doctors, there's times that you'll have to see countless specialists until you can get that final answer, the diagnosis of what actually happened. I did see multiple different doctors. I was on and off seeing doctors for about a year before I actually got the answer of it being the talodome lesion. The first few doctors I saw thought that I just twisted my ankle because in normal x-rays it does not show up. It has to be done in, I believe, like MRIs and more in-depth things. So with my ankle, when they would just do an x-ray at the doctor's office, you couldn't see it. It was nowhere to be seen. So they just kind of told me that, oh, I probably just twisted it, a little bit of swelling, you know, it'll get better. It didn't. And then they told me, you know, try physical therapy. I did. I was down to try absolutely anything because it hurt so bad. Well, the first round of physical therapy, they would have me do exercises and just kind of stretching it, seeing some stuff out, and it never really helped. If anything, it hurt more. So I went back and saw the doctor, and I'm like, hey, here's what's going on. And he's like, okay, let's try putting you in a walking boot. And I'm like, okay, we'll do what we can. Walking boots suck a lot. They're really annoying, really uncomfortable, just not a fun time. But I sucked it up, I wore it, I wanted to get better, I wanted to stop hurting. I actually got it my last year of high school since I did graduate as a junior. So it was 2017 when I was officially diagnosed with it. I had gym and the teacher would not let me finish in her class or anything. She told me that if my injury wasn't going to heal soon, then I would have to change classes. So that's what I had to do. And so then my junior year of high school is when I tried to take gym again and explained, hey, I'm trying to see doctors, there's pain, I really don't know what's going on. All I do know is my ankle is swollen, it hurts to walk on, can't add pressure. You know, I can get a doctor's note, whatever you need, just let me know. And the teacher I have, I'm gonna call him Mr. R, absolute sweetheart. He was so amazing. He's like, yeah, cool, go and get that doctor's note. You know, you'll just sit out in the hallway, that's all we'll have you do during gym class, don't want you to injure yourself. And I'm like, dope. And he was a sports coach. I gave him the note, and so I would sit out in the hallway, and because of talodome lesion, I actually got to skip out on gym, which is great because I absolutely suck at anything athletic. So my final in that class for gym was to sit out in the hallway and be quiet. I just watched anime for the hour while everyone else had to run. So I mean, I wasn't too mad. So with talar dome lesion, I had a lot of different doctor appointments. I got inserts for my shoes that were pressed to actually correctly fit my foot, because most feet, you know, they have the arch, but the inside kind of bumps up and then it goes down. But my feet are more so, there is no arch, it's kind of flat. So the doctor thought maybe that was what's causing problems with walking, but it was only in my left foot, not both. So that got ruled out, but he still got the inserts just to try. It helped a little bit, but not really. So we did a lot of other appointments and MRIs and stuff, and I remember seeing this one specialist, and we looked at the x-ray from the MRI, and I'm glancing at it, and I see something weird on the x-ray, and she's actually showing it to me, so I'm like, dope, okay, this is kind of cool to see, you know, inside my body what my bone looks like this is kind of dope. But I saw it and I pointed at it and I'm like, what's that? She's like, oh, it's nothing, don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Still did physical therapy, stuff like that. Absolutely no help. If anything, more pain. So we ended up going to see another specialist, and it was a guy. And it was honestly one of the funniest appointments that I've probably ever had. So I remember we walked into the doctor's office. This is my very first time ever seeing him. Gave him a quick rundown of what's been going on for the past X amount of months. And he's like, okay, let me look at your x-ray, we'll look at it, and we'll figure out what the problem is. And I'm like, dope, let's go. And we wait there for a good, 20 minutes or so, just doctor's taking his sweet ass time, and I'm like, oof, yay. But then eventually he walks in, and he pulls up the x-ray and he goes, huh, well, here's your problem. And I'm like, what do you mean, here's my problem? He goes, do you see that dot right there on your x-ray? And I'm like, yeah. Mind you, this is the dot that I pointed out a month or two prior to a female. And I'm like, hey, what's that? And she's like, don't worry about it. He's like, yeah, so here's your problem. There's a hole inside your bone. And I'm sitting here confused as all hell. I'm like, how does that happen? How does a hole get in my bone? And he explained it, I think it was been a few years, so I don't exactly remember all the details. But he's like, yeah, so your problem isn't a swollen ankle or sprained or anything. The problem that you have is a talar dome lesion. And I'm like, oh, fun. So usually I kind of completely forget about it. I don't remember I even have a talar dome lesion or any problems in my ankle, but there are times that it does start to act up and it will swell up pretty bad, kind of out of nowhere, and it'll just hurt a lot. And then I'm sitting here like, well, why are you hurting? There is no reason. I did not fall today. And then it'll be really bad for a few months, and then it'll kind of get better again, and on and off a lot. So that is what it is like living with a talar dome lesion. Definitely has a lot of cons, a lot of pain. But yeah, so that's what my life is like with a talar dome lesion. It is really fun name to say. And the reactions I get from people when I explain my foot's hurting because there's a hole in my bone, priceless. It's great. And I do have a couple walking braces to help put pressure and stuff on my ankle, so if it does kind of flare up again, I am prepared. But I just hope it doesn't last a few months like it did last time, because that was not a fun time. I don't think it ever will be. So on that note, I'm going to leave you guys at that. You know what? I really want to make this interactive. I really want to have conversations between me and you guys. So if you guys really want to join in with me on that, down below, write down if you have any weird medical issues yourself. You know, if you yourself have a talar dome lesion, or I don't know, you were born without a kidney, or anything that isn't society's normal person, I want you guys to let me know down below. I want to be able to share these experiences with you guys, and I really want to hear from you guys back. So if you guys would be so kind to do that, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Go ahead and like this video if you enjoy these weird kind of sit down story times that I've been doing, and go ahead and give me a subscribe down below if you want to keep up with my content. Now, I'm still starting off with my videos. This is one of my earlier ones, so I'm not really sure on the said schedule that I will have, but once I get a schedule figured out, I will definitely let you guys know. All of my information will be down below, so if you guys wish to follow me on anything down below, it is going to be down there for you to check out. So I will see you guys later. Bye, ghouls.